Hi, this is Module 4, Genetic Engineering. One of the things we're going to talk about are genetically modified organisms, genetically modified foods. I urge you to read the information, both about those who are pro GMO foods and those who are anti GMO foods. And there are places where GMO foods are just flat out banned. There just simply isn't enough trust in the safety standards that some nations have just simply banned them. Okay, so we talked about some misuses of science. This isn't really a misuse of science as much as it is a miscommunication. It's very often that people will stake out a position, and that rather than addressing the concerns of the other side, they will talk past each other. They're speaking to their own audiences, stoking the fears of their own audiences, and not really addressing the concerns of the other side. From my perspective, and your perspective may be very different, okay? I see people on the pro-GMO side using science, and they're saying that GMOs, genetically modified organisms in the food system, in the food stream, they are perfectly safe by all current standards. And you know something? They're correct. I'm a gardener, though. I'm very much involved in groups that have ecological concerns. And I see the objections coming up that they're not concerned with hazards that we're currently testing for. Yes, it may be perfectly safe by every FDA test for human consumption. They're not concerned about human consumption. Well, they are concerned about human consumption, but they're concerned about, well, asbestos was considered safe when they first started using it. Okay, it turned out that asbestos is not safe. Okay, and the hazards that came about cost people their lives. We can't really regulate unknown health concerns right now. One thing that we can do, though, and this is a concern that I don't see the pro-GMO side addressing, would be hazards to the environment. Okay, yes, we test whether or not something is safe for cows to eat, is whether or not it's safe for humans to eat, but is it safe, like, let's say we have a pesticide. Is that pesticide safe for the ecosystem? Does it promote the evolution or adaptation of weeds into a kind of superweed that then requires that we have to use a genetically modified corn? I mean, what happens to all of the indigenous and the wide variety of species that we have, cultivars of corn that we have, if the only kind of corn that can survive in this future world is one single variety that's genetically modified. And the third would be there's some concerns about pesticides and pollinators. What do we do without pollinators? You can do a Google search on that one, and you can gain a rough idea of what it would be required. And there are scary thoughts. There are people who are developing robotic pollinators. Okay, and that's a scary thing to me, that someone's out there thinking about, oh, what happens when we no longer have bees? That's a concern to me, and I don't see that being addressed. But you can come to your own conclusions, and we can move on from there.